and also calling it a big loss for the nation as well as the world. We'll take a short break at this moment, be back with a lot more news and updates on the other side. Going back to those pictures from the Palam Technical Air Base where the Indian Air Force plane is now about to take off any minute now. The mortal remains of former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is now on its way to Madurai. From Madurai, the body will be flown to Rameshwaram by an Indian Air Force helicopter. Kalam's mortal remains were taken to the Palam airport at around 7:10 this morning. Union Ministers Venkaiah Naidu, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar were present at the airport. The Home Ministry has confirmed that Kalam would be accorded a state funeral. After arrival at Rameshwaram, his body would be taken to his ancestral house. Later, the body will be kept in an open ground for the public to pay homage. Top leaders and prominent dignitaries, including the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, are expected to attend the last rites. Yesterday, thousands had gathered to pay their last respect to former President at 10 Rajaji Marg in the national capital. These visuals that you see right now are from the Palam Technical Air Base, where the mortal remains had arrived just a short while back. It has been put on top of that aircraft. A Tri-Services Guard of Honor has also been given. Preeti Chaudhary joins us this morning telling us all the latest. Preeti, if you could just reiterate for the benefit of our viewers what else to expect through the course of the day. We can see this aircraft moving now.
Well, all right. Once the aircraft leaves Palam, the Indian Air Force aircraft, the Guard of Honor was just conducted a short while back. The body is being accompanied by Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu, Manohar Parrikar. Both of them are accompanying the body. It would be taken to Madurai. Sanket, from there on, in a Indian Air Force chopper. The final remains would be carried to Rameshwaram, that is the hometown of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Through the course of the day, it would be open for family members, for friends, for people from all across to come and pay their final respects to Dr. Abdul Kalam, while tomorrow at 11 a.m. is the time where the funeral would take place. The final rites would be conducted and the mortal remains would be laid to rest at Rameshwaram itself. A confirmation, of course, coming in by Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, who had said that the Prime Minister, along with Chief Ministers of various states, would be attending the final rites as well. The final rites, of course, as per protocol of former President, would be conducted with full state military honours.
That's right. So, those are the pictures where you can see that airplane is now moving towards Madurai, as Preeti Chaudhary has in fact been telling us. From there, in a Indian Air Force helicopter, it will be taken to Rameshwaram, where it will be kept for people to pay their last tributes, and then there will be a full state funeral tomorrow at around 11 a.m. Now, Preeti, just a short while back, the media personnel who were present there, they asked a question to Manohar Parrikar that this is a huge loss. And, a very short statement that he gave, perhaps explaining exactly the personality of Dr. Kalam and what a loss this has actually been. He says this is a loss not just for us, but for the world.
And that is the largest sentiment, no Sanket, today, because this man was not just the President of India. He touched so many lives from across the world. Look at where all he's travelled. His final moments were spent in a college in Shillong. How many former presidents, even after they demit office, will take the pains of going to these small institutes? And what has it, Sanket, that every time Dr. Kalam was invited from an educational institute, he was sent an invitation by a college, school, he would hardly ever refuse. He would always take it and he would go. And that's what happened. Look at it. In Shillong, that is where the former president last moments were. And he's traveled the world, Sanket, carrying on with his policy of life, or the way he thinks life needs to be led, or what needs to, what one needs to inculcate in themselves, because he was primarily a teacher when you come down to it. And that's what he did, and that's why he touched so many lives across the world as well.
Absolutely, that's very well said, Preeti. That he touched so many lives because he was always and always a teacher at heart, and people came to this conclusion that, they will always have something to learn from the people's president. You can see that this function now draws to a close as the plane has taken off. The mortal remains of former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is now on its way to Madurai. From Madurai, as we told you, the body will be flown to Rameshwaram by an Indian Air Force helicopter. Kalam's mortal remains were taken to Palam airport at 7:10. Union Ministers Venkaiah Naidu and Manohar Parrikar were present at the airport. The Home Ministry has confirmed that Kalam would be accorded a full state funeral. Now, in just a short while from now, we will be joined. Okay, we are joined in by Srisha Reddy, who reports from Rameshwaram, that point where full honours will in fact be given to Dr. Kalam. Srisha, if you can hear me, morning, can you just tell us what really are the preparations there in Rameshwaram? Because in Delhi, the sort of response we saw from the people, they wanted to bid a final farewell to their favourite president. How are things like in Rameshwaram? Srisha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Srisha, the question that I was asking is, what are the preparations that have been made in Rameshwaram? Because if what we saw in Delhi is anything to go by, there is a massive sense of support and also, this feeling among the people that they need to bid their final goodbye so that the soul can rest in peace. Okay, there seems to be some audio connection problem there. Srisha, I'll put that question one more time, whether you can hear me or not. Just take us through what really are the preparations that are going on in Rameshwaram today.
Well, the preparations are in full swing. The body will be arriving Rameshwaram in the afternoon, and after that it will be taken to an open ground just opposite to Rameshwaram bus stop, where the mortal remains of Abdul Kalam will be kept for public to pay homage, and it will be there till 8 o'clock in the evening, and after that it will be taken to House of Kalam, which is the ancestral house of Abdul Kalam, where we are standing right now. If you can ask my camera person to pan in and show you, there are a lot of people who have been gathering since yesterday, since the news broke out day before yesterday. So the body will be brought here at 8 o'clock this evening, and it will continue to be here till Thursday morning, and the last rites will be carried out on Thursday around 11 o'clock, and the body of Abdul Kalam will be buried in the nearby mosque, which is at least 3 kilometers away from the bus stop, where people will be paying tribute to him.
Okay, Srisha there reporting from Rameshwaram, where the mortal remains are expected in a couple of hours from now. Srisha, as well as Preeti Chaudhary, we'll of course keep coming back to you through the course of the day.